very obscure locations or chests we usually don't open up in Randomizer, and we're already starting.
Hey, so what do you think we're going to be getting from the uncle?
Well, seeing that there's no sword, so that's one option.
Well, there's a sword.
Never mind, the sword's in the chest. He left it behind.
Well, you know what? Let's just throw all caution to the wind. This makes a very different strategy. I mean, it doesn't really matter so much now, but we know there's a high chance of progression here, so that's really cool.
Oh, yeah. You can say that's semi-vanilla, I guess. Alright. Both runners are coming to the drop-down. We are coming very, very close to seeing what the uncle's item is, and survey says red cane!
Oh ho ho, you know Phantom Ryu's gonna be going nuts if he's watching right now. I love this Cane of Samaria because of it's so utilitarian. It is a gorgeous item like that. And we have a bomb no less too.
Oh yes. We already got a bomb, we haven't even looked to the castle yet. That's really good, and both runners were able to pull it off. What I'm interested in seeing now, we have 2 weapons going for escape, so it's 2 separate options for our runners, but it looks like so far it's sword strats.
Yeah, I think sword strats are the easiest way to go about it, but hey, you got Cane of Samaria as a nice backup. I mean, it's already like a minute, like literally a minute in, and we've already had like 3 things toward like progression. I count bombs as progression just because it opens up so much.
Yeah, without bombs, you can't get most of Kakariko.
And here we go. They are definitely in sync. Fricker is. I know Fricker's going to be on the top of his game here because when you're racing somebody like ACM, you're going to want to bring your A+ game.
Oh yeah, even before the race, I've seen Fricker practice a lot. He did pretty good with his practice run, I must say.
Yeah, and if he's made it 5-1 so far, then I have no doubt that he's going to be a great challenge here. And both of them executing very beautifully right now.
Oh yeah, ACLM is slightly ahead, but Fricker is hot on his tail.
We had In Sync, and now we have Backstreet Boys.
Okay, I never saw that one.
And Ball and Chain are being stuffed into a corner. Yeah, they're definitely using the same strats here. So, and a big 20 in Zelda's treasure box.
A little bit of money to start out. Usually it's nice to get the 100 before going to Kakariko so you can get scammed by the bottle vendor.
I've seen it a couple of times where he's given 300 rupees and it's like, I think you need to practice your bartering just a little. And now the quicker way out. Quickest way out is if they got Mirror, but that's a very situational happening.
Oh yeah.
Because if you end up having the Mirror, you can just warp back with Zelda right to the beginning. You can shave off a good like minute and a half like that. And we are still neck and neck here at Escape.
Oh yeah, it's anyone's game coming out. Escape. Looks like ACLM is going to be the first to push the throne.
There we go. The good thing about falling behind in the early lead, though, is it is so far from over. There's a lot of time to make up for things.
Oh yes, of course. You might even see some route diversions sometime in between.
And that's the fun of Rando right there. You never know what people are going to do.
You know, I don't know why, but something tells me that there's going to be some sort of key in that chest. Oh, look at that! I guessed correctly.
Well, I guess you had a lock on that one, didn't you?
Oh yeah, and you know, I felt it. I felt that key. There was going to be a key in that chest.
Felt it in your stealthos bones.
Alright. Troll Rat's not gonna be much of a problem because we have a sword. Oh wow, both of them just immediately taking it out. Almost a sync there for a sec.
I think with Cane of Samaria there, it wouldn't have been as bad as most things because you can just leave the block around and throw it. So, yeah, that's always a good part.
Arrows, big heart, and burrito.
Not a heck of a whole lot in the backup escape, but, you know, hey, heart container, always take it in this early going. You don't want to get caught in the dark world. Not very healthy.
Heart containers is one of those items that really, really good early in the game. Maybe not so much late in the game, but I think it's nice to have either.
Early on,
either way, you had it.
Early on, you get so excited you can hardly contain yourself.
And look at this. It's both runners exiting out of Zelda Cell, or I should say sewers, in sub 6, and we already got both canes.
Yeah, if that first one is the big red cane, then that one's the Undertaker. Cane of Burna, not that bad. We'll help him with blind later on if they're gonna do blind.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say Samantha and Brian have finally reunited.
And it feels so good.
Look at this, route diversions. Oh, well maybe not. Route diversions up to going to Lost Woods.
A little bit of a different path, but I can see why they would. I can see the appeal of skipping the lumberjack cave check. You want to? Some people like to wait until they get Pegasus boots in order to get it. I myself like to check what's up there just to kind of prepare myself. Is it going to be an Agaseed? Is it going to yank the chain? Is it 300 rupees in the thieves' hut? Yes.
Oh yes. Well, now we got that money. Go pay the valve vendor, and possibly bombs if we don't find him somewhere in Kakariko. Yeah, it looks like... Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead.
Yeah, it looks like both... Oh, wait a minute. Looks like Fricker22's gonna... Fricker's gonna go check, Lumberjack Cave. Oh, no, never mind, he's going back.
Nah, but it might have been trying to get for a lucky drop of bombs. Worst case scenario, they can check that patch out by that little bombable hut there in the lower left, and there's a chance of there being a bomb drop there. But half magic does not appear in the bushes; it appears in the tavern chest.
Oh yeah, half magic with. We already have 2 magic oriented items, so that's pretty good. It looks like Acmlm is banking on buying bombs, and it looks like we're not getting a scam today, we're getting a light source instead.
That is fantastic. Lamp is always a good thing to have. Leading them more toward an Agaseed, but it's still kind of early to tell at this point. And in Crazy Chicken Lady's hut is... Big 20. I once saw a match where ACM ended up picking up just about every single big 20 you could possibly get in the game. That must have been felt like a troll to him.
Oh, wow. That's something.
And well, we're gonna see what we have here.
Well, we found ourselves Power Glove.
That's...
Even though it's so bad in a certain movie, it's actually really good in this game.
Bad for bad street brawlers, great for Dark World progressing.
And the D as well. So, but we have both the lamp and the bow, meaning Eastern is fully completable, but we haven't seen a map check yet, so we don't know if it's a pendant or a crystal.
And it must be a great lily finding the bow early, because that's one of those items that could really be just about anywhere. And many a runner has had to hunt down that bow just to beat the game, so thank goodness for them. And not a whole heck of a lot in Blind's hut here, but every little bit helps.
Usually when I play Seed and I get the bow early, I usually get silver arrows late, or vice versa, you know? That troll happens a lot. Ooh, Acmlm going for the save and quit. He's not going to go check the library or race game. He's going to go back to Link's house.
I've seen him in open mode go and kind of go from behind. It looks like he's going for Eastern Palace right away and just making that gamble.
Oh, yeah, we got the 2 pieces needed to complete Eastern. It looks like the breadcrumbs are heading that direction.
Yeah, it remains to be seen if ACM pieced out too early, but if ACM decided to go to Eastern, he must have had a good reason for it. And Eastern is a dungeon.
Looks like Red Crystal is, yeah. Oh, Titan's meant as well.
Yeah, indeed it is a dungeon, but Red Crystal and the other 2 are crystals, so we're going to be seeing 3 pendant dungeons in the Dark World. Exciting.
That's usually pretty good. Alright, so Fricker is gonna go look on the library. It's the banana hat!
A blue male may or may not come back for it later. Guessing by the caliber, I don't think they're going to be doing a whole heck of a lot of that. I think they'd be comfortable just in green male.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if they find the other male upgrade along the way, I guess that also helps. So far, we're only sitting at 4 hearts, though.
Worst case scenario, if they did want it back, I could see them doing it maybe during a smithy check and during that realm of checks, or round of checks, rather. So that's definitely possible to route back in if need be.
Alright, so it looks like Fricker is following ACM's footsteps as he's making the same play into Eastern, skipping out on the dam and Mini Moldorm Cave for now.
Well, he'll get his mitts on the mitts, that's for sure.
Oh yes, he gets his butter oven mitts.
Butter makes the bosses better, but we still get a few sword upgrades for that.
And the Jawbreaker! Aga's already dead. Oh, we don't know if he's dead, actually, because none of the runners checked the Lumberjack, but we can go in the Dark World.
You never know when Aga's gonna play that yank the chain game. I've had a couple of seeds like that myself, where it's like, hey, I can go explore Dark World and everything's okay, and then Aghanim's like, nope, chain yank. And go ahead.
Yeah, so far Eastern looks like to be the player at event now.
Indeed, there's the
well,
full clearable and 3 items. I haven't been keeping track of the items, but I think they've gotten at least 1 so far.
Yeah, make that 2.
So it remains to be seen here whether it's in the big key chest or whether it's on the Armos Knights, but either way, it's still within their grasp.
So it seems so far the Seed's been pretty generous with the items. We've gotten our early Dark World access, we have both canes, got the lamps, so we don't have to worry about dark rooms, and we have the bow, so that's actually pretty good. And we got our first sword early.
Yeah, we still haven't checked some of the other areas too, so there could be even more front-loading available to them. The one thing I have seen with this current generation of randomizer is that they do get front-loaded quite a bit, and then they get bottlenecked with 1 or 2 items that they gotta run around and find. So the Ice Rod is a notorious one if they need it, so we'll have to find out if Dark World is pendant or crystal, and whether they're actually gonna have to dip into it or not.
Yeah, Ice Rod is that most notorious item for being anywhere that is not Trinex. And it's only used for one part of the game to kill Trinex. And if TR is a pendant, we won't need the Ice Rod.
Fire Rod's slightly being more useful because you have Skull Woods that you have to open the back of if you need to do that one. So that one has more uses.
Oh yeah, and it's really good in Ice Palace. Oh wait, ACM making quick work of these last 2 rooms in Eastern. Oh man, that was very nicely done with those red eye guys, whatever they're called.
The Igor's there, and
oh, yeah.
Armos Knights are right on the chopping block. Just call ACM the Executioner, and we have our first crystal just under 15 minutes in so far.
Oh yes, ladies and gentlemen, these runners deserve their place in the bracket, and as you can tell, by getting their first by ECM getting the first crystal even before 15 minutes, and it's a red crystal too.
Yeah, not that far behind. Of course we know it's going to be somewhere in the Dark World, but is it going to be an easy to access location? And then that begs the question too: is the Fat Fairy going to be needed?
Alright, so it looks like ACM's next destination is to check out the dam area, or not. All right, we're skipping the dam.
I think what our runners are doing is kind of going more for, if they can full clear a dungeon, do it, and then go with the highest concentration of items. That's a pretty expert level play move right there, and I don't blame them for doing it one bit.
It is. We're going to check to look at these 5 items that are in Mini Molder Cave, and be interesting to see if ACM does a fake flipper later with that Moon Pro. Oh, look, there's the Ice Rod. Oh, and we got an empty bottle.
We'll be able to check Sick Kid and Master Sword even.
Ooh. All right.
So yeah, we definitely have Dark World access, just with the Titan's Mid alone. They can go into it through Kakariko. It still begs the question, though, if they're going to need to actually go do Aga for a required item. But
yeah, actually.
Go ahead.
We have the lamp and the Master Sword, meaning we can beat Agahnim.
Yeah, the only question is whether there's a vital progression item on Aga's Cave that would lead them to have to go back. So it's not dead, but it's pretty much on a respirator.
Yeah, well, it's on some heavy life support right about now. It looks like Fricker is opting to check out the dam.
Just a big 20, but let's see what happens when you drain the water. What's soggy under there?
Meanwhile, it looks like ECM might be cashing in that empty bottle to the Sick Kid and probably going to be entering the Dark World from the Kakariko side. We're going to get a check on that later, and we got the soggy $50.
Guess that was a wishing dam.
God, someone must have made a very, very heavy wish if they made it with only $50.
Desperate for a lotto win, folks.
Okay, so ACM, first in the Dark World, gonna go check out Skull Woods first.
Not a bad idea. 2 items here, but it's very quick to check, and it is just a pendant dungeon.
Which
I don't know. Music cues will always tell you if it is a pendant or a crystal dungeon here. And ACM getting 1 of 2 items. The first shield.
Ah, yes, the all-important Babby's first shield.
It's really not that bad once you get it upgraded a little more. It's not something you go out that either runner would go out of their way, I don't think, to get mainly. But it's nice to have once you've upgraded it, especially for like blind, or if you get the riot shield, it makes the red mimics so much easier.
Oh yes, and it makes the laser bridge area in Turtle Rock easier as well.
Thankfully, with the Cane of Burna and half magic, it'll make it a complete joke.
Oh yeah, that too. Anyway, here's a very, very helpful strat with the Cane of Samaria there in that room, because that room is annoying without that item.
Oh man, I try not to do that room without that. And ACM death warping here. Good idea. They hit like a truck with green mail, so good way to quickly get out of there.
Oh yeah. Speaking of death, looks like Fricker leaving the Ice Rod Cube with half a heart remaining. I think he might be fake flippering by the looks of it. And he is. He's gonna do a sequence break right now.
Nice. This could really put him ahead. He can check Hobo. He can also check both items in the Waterfall Cave We'll get an island check, just a big 20, and we can also check Zora, but not get the item that's on the ledge, though, unfortunately. Unless we somehow happen to have the flippers at Zora.
Oh yeah, Vanilla Zora. Wouldn't that be the dream? I haven't seen it happen ever. It'll be interesting.
I've done almost 25 comms now, and I have yet to see Zora do anything but life lessons.
Oh, that seems normal.
And big 50, and the fake flipper out from under the bridge.
Looks like ACM getting the piece of heart in the sea house. He might be going. Oh, he's skipping Thieves Town for now.
Yeah, you don't really want to do Thieves Town at this point. Any old hit will be very painful at this point. And with not really many safeties at all, it's kind of dicey. But it is always a good idea to check at least the first floor, so... Okay, so this is a crystal dungeon as well.
Oh, interesting. Oh, tempered sword for Fricker. So I guess that sequence kind of paid off.
Yeah, gonna be able to buzz through more things. Losing your temper or gaining your temper? I think gaining your temper is better in this.
Yeah, we already got the Cheetos flavored sword. That's a medallion up there, Quake to be exact.
May be useful. We'll have to see at this rate.
Yeah, I'm kind of interesting that ACM is 21 minutes and hasn't done a map check in both the light and the dark world.
Yeah, I still think ACM, he knows exactly what he's doing. He wouldn't just do this. There's always, the one thing I've noticed about ACM's matches is that he's very much got a purpose. So he's death warping right there.
Yeah, and it looks like Fricker got an actual life lesson. But only like part of a life lesson.
Life, love, and everything else in the world. Everything I learned from fishmen. And ACM's getting a lot of piece of hearts this time. Lots of left and right ventricles and other parts of it.
Alright, looks like he's going to be taking a trip into Alec Baldwin's Digging Game. Fricker's going to give a check on Sick Kid. And Butter Sword already! Wow!
Powered up! Yeah, that things are going pretty swimmingly for Fricker right here. I like that. I mean, those swords not required except for Master Sword, but being able to kill all your bosses with cholesterol, that is a good thing.
Ooh, a lot of digs there for 50. And we got a map check. Looks like Skullwoods is our pendant, as well as Swamp and Ice. And our last red crystal is Vanilla at Mire. It looks like we knew Skullwoods was a pendant, but it's also more specifically the green pendant.
Yes, so that does add an extra item in play if Sahasralas needed to be checked, so that's kind of a total of 3 items altogether.
Someone actually pointed this out in chat. Yes, this is possible that this could be a flipperless seed, because both Swamp and Ice Palace are not required.
That is quite true now that we have that information, so those really could be hiding anywhere.
But then again, we did see Quake on top of the Zora ledge, so if Quake is needed for both Mire or Turtle Rock, then they're going to be required.
But we know it's not going to be in Swamp or Ice, so it seems more likely that it's going to be either on their way or in some overworld check. And let's get hype.
Oh yeah, Hype Cave. NPC giving it some $20. And chest number 1. Upgrade for arrows, $300. Mirror, okay, that's pretty good, and $20.
I'll take it because the mirror is just such a useful item, not necessarily required, but boys, they're gonna really change the way you play.
I'm gonna give it a 6 out of 10. I know mirror is not technically required, unless Swamp does have a progression item, but mirror, it's just very, very efficient, especially in dungeons. Prevents death warping.
Oh, yes. And I think ACM is going right to K45 here.
Let's see what we got. And it's just a stack of blueberries.
Little recharge for ACM in there anyway, and I think he's bringing back our Smitty friend. Probably routing in Sick Kid too, so he's not going to be that far behind in the sword then.
Oh man, this was interesting routing by ACM. Using the Smiths to the advantage to check both the race game and the library that he missed out on earlier.
And here's where we're getting an interesting divergence too. Fricker's actually going through Thieves Town more fully, where ACM death warped out. So the gamble paid off once. Will it pay off again? You will need the hammer to full clear Thieves Town, but it's very possible you could get all 4 items without it.
Oh yes, and even the small key can lock itself. So yeah, that can happen.
So not a bad call by Fricker there. I like the gutsy maneuver. And yet another piece of heart for ACM. At least it has more use than big 20s for him, so that's a lucky thing.
And it looks like he's gonna go get his tempered sword this time around because he didn't go to the waterfall from Sick Kid.
And it looks like item is going to be in the big chest, so that could be of grave importance. I saw a run last night where that was the big difference maker, and will it be?
Yeah, it looks like the seed is slowing down on giving our runners items. We've got a lot of them early on, especially in this game, and now it's sort of slowing down a little bit.
Well, it might be.
We got the game.
Hey, I like that.
I believe we've only saw a heart container on the ledge. Spike Cave ledge.
And ACM making the Death Mountain play. Lots of items to be found here. It's gonna be a little tricky getting around to the other side without the hookshot or the hammer, but at least can sneak in Hera if he wants to, and there's still a few items to be found.
And it doesn't look like Blind is not sure if she can make it to the beach, apparently.
Blind, you were near and dear to my heart.
Looks like Fricker is gonna defeat Blind and get the crystal. He's gonna be at 30, below 30 minutes actually.
6 hearts, green mail. That is guts. Good job, Fricker. You know what you're doing.
Oh, yes. Oh, and there's the all-important single arrow inside of Spectacle Rock. Which will probably, yep, it's gonna get left behind.
Yeah, ACM doesn't really feel like hitting the point right now, so he's gonna be going somewhere else.
Sorry, folks. The dream of collecting the single arrow is dead. And looks like CM is gonna be completing Tower of Hera. There's 2 items in here.
And big key already. I mean, all of the Light World dungeons are crystal dungeons, so you know, get it while you're here. Quick dungeon.
And so far, it looks like the bathroom break is semi-dead.
It's always a lot of fun where Trolldorm, on his dying breath, gives you the key, and you have to go check that item in the basement. So there's a lot of ways Trolldorm can troll you, and you do not take Trolldorm lightly in any respect.
Oh yeah, Trolldorm is so trolly that he can even troll you while dead, which I didn't even know was possible.
There's good reasons why we throw around the term Trolldorm, especially me, and I don't really throw around the word troll much anymore, so... And ACM with a nice... Oh, not quite with a bomb jump.
Oh, he's falling down all the way down.
That does not feel good.
And it looks like he hasn't found a single item yet, and there's only 3 locations left, so it looks like there might be an item inside a basement.
So either you get the one from the big chest and one from Moldorm, or we're going to be playing down the basement. You are right indeed.
So far, it looks like Fricker is retracing ACM strats again, with going through the locations in Dark World.
Fricker's definitely been showing that he's done his homework, so very, very good strategies here.
And it looks like ACM is opting to do it the normal way and just dropping down.
Yeah, you don't want to spend too much time on a shortcut, because then it doesn't really become much of a shortcut anymore.
Yeah, usually the bomb jumps that require... where if you fail it and you drop down, it's normally to save time, I only try to do it once. That one is one, and also the one in Paradox Cave. That's another one.
And ACM sneaking by that bumper, only finding a small key in the chest, so if he wants to full clear Hera, he's going to have to go back and play in the basement.
Well, no Trolldorm today, even though we got bathroom break.
No, ACM making quick work of Trolldorm there. I always say if you follow the Trolldorm, there's no shame in it. Even the best have done it. ACM's done it multiple times, Fricker too, everybody. So don't feel bad if you follow the Moldorm, folks. Especially you new folks. Ain't the end of the world.
Okay, so ACM's got his crystal, and he's heading down into the basement. He's leaving no stone unturned.
And with the Titan's Mitt, why shouldn't you?
We still have no access to East Death Mountain. We need either a hammer or a hookshot to get over there. Of course, ACM not opting to bathroom break. He's actually going to do it a legit way.
No coffee break for ACM. I bet he's more of a tea guy. I'll have to ask him later.
Yeah, very clean work of those tiles. Oh, no. He still did pretty good.
Yeah, it can be a little funny trying to hit those, but no real big time loss or nothing.
Yeah, this was all worth a single ruby.
Oh, that's got to be frustrating right there. You go all that way, spend all that time, and Tower of Hera just laughs at you.
So there was troll in Tower of Hera, just not in the place that you would expect it.
I still hear Trolldorm chittering though, so could very well be him.
There might have been a possibility that he might have entered that chest. What is this? Is ACM doing what I think he's doing?
I think we are getting an Aga play. I think he's opting not to elect to do fake flippers and just following the logic. And I think he's feeling like this is an Aga seed right here, so he's cutting his losses and going to take on the sorcerer himself.
Hold on. Is this the only location we can check? I thought Well, this is going to be interesting, depending on what's in Lumberjack. Because we still don't know what's there.
I think he could be banking that it is some sort of item of progression. Kind of looking at what we see now, we still haven't seen a hammer. We still haven't seen still quite a few items actually. So it's so this could be very well a gamble on his part, and not really wanting to check one-off locations. Either that, or he's looking to set the waypoint so that you have a warp from light world to dark world.
Yeah, that's always nice too. And because he has the mirror, whenever he saves and quits in the dark world, he'll end up on top of the pyramid as well.
And that could just as well be the thing he's setting up, so that's very possible.
It is important to note that even though we will have access to Lumberjack, we can't access yet because we need the boots. So I think this is going to be an interesting play if it actually works out in ACM's favor.
I think so, because really the only massive time drop, I think, is having to fight Aga himself. The tower itself is, like, very quick.
And not to mention, this is linked to the past randomizer, and we're all about taking risk, and ACM is one of those guys that takes tons and tons of risk. This is a huge one right now.
Yeah, from my opinion, I mean, there's still a lot of one-off places he could check, but I think it's kind of a thing where, you know, you don't want to just go all the way over those one-off locations and find out you're not finding anything you're looking for, and then have to do Aga anyway, because then that just feels like a big time loss.
Alright, well, place your bets, chat. How many blue balls are we gonna get? That first one's guaranteed. Oh, there's one of them.
One. Fun thing is, two. Fun thing is, it's the same for both players, so if Fricker decides to go play with Aga, he's going to get the same exact route to start off. And that's right, the item that Moldorm got was grabbing Moldorm's heart. That is how Moldorm becomes Moldezuma.
I'm kind of interested in where Trolldorm's heart would be located, because he's just a bunch of circles.
Well, when Trolldorm is dead, you have all the time to search the body, so, you know. And there we go, 6 hits.
And 3 blue balls. And
Aga,
it looks like
getting the
Fricker
point.
is gonna get his disappointment pretty soon.
And we'll have a pyramid check right here.
If anything, this Aga play would have been... Oh, it's just a $5 bill.
$5 gone wrong.
It looks like his next check is going to be catfish.
Don't blame him. That's a tricky one to route in, but I think maybe too there's a possibility of him routing Zora in. At this point, I would wonder if doing the fake flipper would be a good play, but that's just me. We know as commentators that it worked out really good for Fricker, but ACM doesn't know.
Oh yes. So speaking of Fricker, he's just finished up with Hera. I wonder what he's gonna do. Is he gonna do the same thing ACM did and do Aga, or is he gonna go off for those other locations that he might have missed?
Well, we got Sank here, so let's see.
Catfish. Live the hammer!
Holy mamma jamma, Catfish is a play indeed. Beautiful. He may not have been able to hammer in the morning, but he'll definitely hammer in the evening and all over a bunch of pegs and stuff to go all over the Dark World.
Now, when ACM makes his trip back into Thieves Town, he's going to be able to get the big chest, as Fricker couldn't do it before.
And that could very well be what ACM was waiting to do. A lot of players will do that just in case, and there is a chance of it being a very progressive item. So we'll have to see.
And yes, just to refresh her, and that Aga play was very, very well played, as it looked like logic was kind of pointing towards it, because the hammer was there, and the only way we could have gotten to Catfish is to beat Aga.
Yeah, if either of these runners make a gamble, it's definitely going to be a well-calculated gamble. You don't just get to 5 and 1 by just randomly doddering around the map, so that's something that is yeah, a good commentator way of summing things up. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, speaking of Thieves Town, I think ACM's making this trip back into it.
Oh yeah, now that he can full clear the dungeon, I mean, I don't blame him for jumping right back into the thick of it. You know, having to check those 4 chests in Thieves Town right at the front, it's not a really big time loss to go double dip back into it, so it's not a bad thing. I am kind of curious to see whether ACM will get the butter sword or not, so that's kind of a curious question in the back of my head.
Butter sword is indeed flipper locked, and the flippers can be pretty much anywhere. That is not Swamp Palace, it is not Ice Palace. And to some extent, not Pedestal.
I think the only way he would flipper at this point is if he ended up getting the flute and then warping to the 8 point and then doing it, but I can't see him routing that in anytime soon. Her container on the bumper cave ledge.
It looks like Fricker is going to be checking the graveyard ledge, which is a location ACM didn't check earlier. So this is going to be interesting.
Unfortunately, we'll not be able to check King's Tomb, as you do need the Pegasus boots to check it.
Alright, well, let's see. Oh, bomb upgrade.
Disappointment ahoy.
Yeah, so it looks like this was indeed the Agaseed, unless Vegeta's Cave has something.
That is true. Neither of our runners have checked it, and maybe that's where Fricker is going right now.
It looks like Fricker's trying to do all he can to avoid Aga.
Yeah, some people do. I mean, why do an Agaseed if you don't have to? And ACM getting his cape. Still very possible they could get a little information on Desert Ledge.
Oh, that's huge.
And that is why, if you can full clear Thieves Town, you full clear Thieves Town. Because boy, oh boy, you don't want to miss an important item like that.
So, yeah. Fricker is a little bit in trouble right now, because he's already completed Thieves Town, but has not gotten the big chest, because... oh, you need the hammer for the big chest, and the hammer is locked behind Agahnim.
And ACM now on the blind fight. I'd like to think of blind in commentator form, but I don't like to laser around like he does.
Yeah, I'm sort of the same way. Down goes blind. That's
Very
crystals for ACM. Oh yeah.
Very good execution from ACM, and that is crystal number 3, if I am not mistaken.
Yep, you are correct.
And where is Fricker going to check next?
I think he's gonna go get Gary's lunchbox. Same with ACM. Oh, he can do pet game, but I'm pretty sure he's also gonna pick up the lunchbox as well.
I thought I picked him for a hammer sort of guy, so this is proving me right. And there's another piece of heart for ACM. He's got to be loving all the little bits of love he's finding.
Yeah, that's always nice.
And nice save and quit technique to save a little time there. Yeah, I think once Fricker checks whatever is in here, we will see him go right to, I would imagine, going to Catfish. Or Aga.
He can't get the Catfish, he needs to complete Aga first. Yep, just triple boom. It looks like Aga was required.
Yeah, I had the order wrong, but it was right in my heart.
Yep, I think Fricker has finally realized it. Yep, he's heading to Link's house. He's realized it.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt, because when you made all those checks, especially against somebody like ACM, you have got to feel very behind right now.
ACM's getting a check on the desert ledge, which is 20 bucks.
Seeing red again. So there's still quite a few things they need to find. Meyer's on the table, so they are going to have to find the flute. Nobody's been able to pick up any of the medallions yet, so medallions are going to be on the table, of course, for Turtle Rock and for Meyer. Wait, Turtle Rock was a... Yeah, Turtle Rock is Crystal Dungeon, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, they're both Crystal Dungeons, and we already know where one of the medallions are, and it's locked by the flippers. And the flippers, so far, are not required to be any dungeon. So, if anything, if the flippers are in logic, if the logic requires you to get the flippers, it would be for Quake.
That, and the worst news is they could be having to do some dip into some pendant dungeons, which is probably some of the worst news you can have as a runner.
Yeah, Swamp Palace has the most items in the dungeon, and they're very, very long to obtain, especially left side swamp. Nobody likes left side swamp.
Oh goodness, no. ACM though, making the calculated play to go into pod, which honestly, that would be a play I make too, with 5 items inside, and it having a very high chance of having progression in a lot of the seeds I've seen, between either that or swamp. It's a fantastic play to make.
Oh yeah, and he has all the items required to beat the dungeon as well. He's got the hammer, he's got the bow, and he's got the lamp.
Yeah, he's got everything. He's got just about everything he needs to complete it, so that's another good reason to go to pod. I was discussing with a friend, it would be funny if in a remake they replaced Kiki with Tingle.
That would just be something else, I'll tell you.
you get hit, you're going to be Kulu limping into pod, but that's not going to be the case here with either of our runners, I highly doubt.
And now it's Fricker's turn to face Agahnim with his free blue balls.
I'm sure he's saying his namesake at Aga right now. Or at least part of it.
It looks like ACM was kind of lost in pod for a little bit.
X marks the spot anyway, and Mimic's getting the point very quickly. Nice clear from ACM. Fricker doing a fantastic job with Aga too. Definitely been practicing.
Oh yeah, he had really good practice off stream, yeah, especially even before the race. But the first item is going to be 10 arrows inside pod.
Still 4 more to go, so let's see if it holds some progression here. And in vanilla big key chest and pod, survey says small key again.
Somebody shrunk the big key. Hey, there it is. It's one room down.
Yeah, it grew up. But it definitely pod earns its nickname as Mullet Dungeon more often than not. Mostly for the key lock, but, you know, as it was put, business in the front, party in the back. It is such a great analogy for it, I tell you.
I also like to call it Palace of Keys.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's got quite a few keys in it. And let's see if ACM is going to be doing one of the most difficult bomb jumps you can do. Let's see how he pulls this off here. This is exciting to watch, folks.
Oh.
Fricker getting hammered, and beautifully done to get the bottle. Good job, ACM. That you made look beautiful.
No pun intended.
I say puns whether I realize it or not. That is just the nature of being blind in commentator form. And going down here to see what else. We've already found, I think, at least 2-3 items so far. And that's not one of them, but always helpful.
Hey, swirly coin!
Medallion number 1, Mr. Bombos. Exceptionally useful in Ice Palace, but hopefully they won't need to go in there.
Yeah, technically, medallion 1.5, because we know where Quake is.
And Harmless Hallway cleared off, and ACM should be heading to Helmasaur pretty quick here.
And the second best room to have the Cane of Samaria in, because pushing that statue is a long...
One of my favorite uses for the Cane of Samaria is something we're not going to be seeing, but Cane of Samaria strats on blind.
Oh, that's always a grand old time.
And Fricker there, nice double duty there, opening the bombable wall and getting the chest.
Have you noticed this Fricker is in the same dungeon as ACM, and he got to defeat Agahnim very, very later than him. So I find this very, very interesting.
That's why I always say it ain't over until the Fat Fairy sings, and it rings true in so many runs.
Yeah, but there is one major difference, and it could bite Fricker back hard, and that's the fact that the Fire Rod is in the big chest in Thieves Town, which he passed up earlier in the race because he didn't have the hammer.
It's definitely a lot quicker to go back into Thieves Town than some other dungeons, but boy, you are going to want to clear that before you go into TR, and I think that's what's going to happen with Fricker here.
Helmastor goes down on ACM's side.
Very clean fight. Helmasaur is Helmasaur, and with just a compass for our efforts, ACM picks up his 4th crystal. Less than an hour in. I'm liking this.
Sub 1 hour, 4th crystal. That's really good.
Yeah, and Fricker's not going to be that far behind either as far as that goes. So the Fire Rod, not going to need it to finish off Skull Woods, at least from what we know so far. So there is some time to put it off before you go do it anyway. So it's not a super big thing at the moment.
It looks like ACM's taking a trip back up to the Death Mountain. He's going to be able to go to the east side of it now because we got the hammer.
Yeah, and with Paradox Cave's 7 chests, you can grab the one in Spiral Cave. Oh, let's see. And if he wants to, he could go and do a Turtle Rock check and maybe get one thing out of Hookshot Cave, but I don't expect him to do it unless he happens into it.
It'd be interesting because he can complete Turtle Rock if it is Bombos locked.
That is true, but is it really something you want to do at this point? That's the big question.
Yeah, that's true, but it would be a really cool rift, too. And ACM's all about, hey, speaking of medallions, there's the last one up on top of Floating Island.
So now we know where all our medallions are, so we don't have to worry about that so much. That's pretty sweet there. But now we're going to have to wonder if flippers are required for one or both of our dungeons we have to open up. So I'm stoked to see. I'm getting hype.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting if Quake is required, but then again, now that we know that both Bombos and Ether is accessible, it's more likely to be them. Oh! The ACM took a death to the Troll Rock.
Oh man, Dead Rocks and Tektites are not fun. Red Tektites do take off 2 hearts of health, and with the green mail, that is, and with ACM only having about 7 hearts, it's a little tricky to get around those and everything in Death Mountain. I've had my fair share of fun myself with those Red Tektites and Dead Rocks and just about everything else, including the partridge in a pear tree. So I am feeling for him when I say that. I say ouch.
Dead Rocks are not that fun to deal with. They could be trolly, especially when you hit them with the sword. They just block the only way you can get in. It's a waste of time.
Those are the other creatures that I willingly throw around Troll for. I'm pretty sure if Hobo wasn't living there, that the Dead Rocks would, and they would be eating Hyrule's goat populace. Yeah, take that, Red Tektite.
He got his vengeance on that Red Tektite.
And speaking of vengeance, Fricker is doing a fantastic job of knocking out Helmasaur. Very well done, Fricker. Excellent job.
Oh, yeah. With Butter Sword, any boss pretty much just goes bye-bye.
Well, bosses do have a problem with cholesterol, so I don't blame them. And another victim of that leads Fricker to getting his 4th crystal here. So they're pretty much neck and neck at this point. Fricker's got a little bit of time to catch up. Oh, there's our boots. So if he goes to Death Mountain, get those boots. Could make up a little bit of time here.
Puts the Sankbach rocks in play, as well as the Desert Torch.
And getting a little more health there, so if ACM does want to do Turtle Rock, well, there's 9 hearts. He may do it if he feels comfortable with it, and I would not be surprised if ACM made the play.
Yeah, there is, they can go back for the Blue Mail if they want to.
And can check the first part of Hookshot Cave, because let me tell you, those boots are made for running, and that's just what our racers will do. And we got our Super Bunny Cave here, and Fricker is hot on ACM's heels now. This is an exciting race so far.
Oh, yeah, it is. Anything else can just happen.
Indeed, and if you want to see the anything else that can happen, I would say give these runners a follow. They have earned your love. ACM earning his hookshot.
That is very, very convenient right now, because guess what location ACM is going to check next?
Waterfall Fairy?
Close enough.
But seriously, though, to give these runners a follow on their Twitch streams, they are fantastic runners, and they earned my admiration and respect. So, if you like what you see, you will love what they do in their off time.
Oh, yeah. You can tell that these runners have put a lot of time into practicing for this tournament.
And ACM definitely making the play for that Ether Medallion there. So, good chance they will have everything they need, but the Quake Medallion may still be laughing in their faces.
Alright, well, we're gonna find out in a sec right now if we can get into TR.
And behind door number 1 is Ether, so he can get in it, and it looks like he is.
He's gonna make the play in the TR, or is he just gonna open it up?
I have a feeling he's gonna go into it. If he does, it's a gutsy play. Though either going in or not going in, either is a good call with its own benefits. So it's remains to be seen.
I think what we've seen from the seat so far, I think ACM's middle name is Gutsy, and his last name is Risk.
And the name of Turtle Rock is also 5 items inside, plus the 6 in Mimic Cave. So it is a great trove of things, and we all know how Laser Bridge likes to hide things. Oh, Bari is giving ACM a shocking experience. That was rude.
Oh yeah. So I'm looking actually through the items. I believe our only item, if flippers are not required, is the flute.
And the big stinker for Fricker is, if he goes in there without that fire rod trying to make that play, he is going to be sorely disappointed when he can't get too far into it. So I'm kind of curious if he's going to just open it up and try to go for something else, or if he's actually going to try and go into a little bit, thinking the fire rod may be in there.
Alright. Let's see what this chest has. Oh, we got a lot of keys so far. Fricker is getting the knowledge that ether is required for TTR before going into the workshop cave.
Well, I guess in this case, it's almost key under the doormat syndrome, which those medallions sometimes like to be. And beautiful kill of that Hokuboku. I'm a big fan of using the fire rod on it myself, but if you can kill it quick enough, you don't need it. You can save your magic.
Also, the King of Samaria strats in that chain chomp room by ACM. Yeah, there's a reason why the chain chomps only appear in one room in the game.
When you got the green mail, you do not want to screw around in that room longer than you have to.
Looks like Fricker's gonna get his Sparky coin.
I don't blame him. It's a definite requirement, and he knows that he's got to grab it. I still say my bigger question is, what's going to unlock Meyer?
Yeah, not only do we have the flippers locking the Quake, which could possibly be Meyer, but we also have Swamp and Ice Palace, which could also have the Flute.
And you do need that to get into Meyer, folks, so hang tight and let's find out.
Looks like Fricker went for Spike Cave to pick up a red banana.
Hey, now there we go. That is extremely useful. Mail is never required, but it is always just such a nice thing to find.
Yeah, it is, and the seed hasn't been that generous with hearts, as we're not even have a second line of hearts yet for both runners.
It's interesting how that goes. You either get a lot of items and no health, or no health and a lot of items, and we're definitely seeing a case of the latter here.
It looks like Fricker's going to opt to check out the boots lock locations with silver arrows in Kingston.
Hot diggity.
So now Fricker will have an advantage going into GT if... Oh! There's the flute!
Oh, that is glorious. What a find. Meyer is definitely on the table now, and that is an important item. This is shaping up to be beautiful. I love this.
Chat pointing out that ACM is technically in go mode, but we still do not know if Quake is needed for Meyer. So there's a chance that this seed could just troll us at the last possible second.
It always really is hard to tell until you get everything laid on the table here.
And it looked like the flute was being locked by the fire rod.
And it was a big 20 in Lumberjack Cave this whole time. Oh my goodness. Wow. Aga is just laughing in their faces right now.
Well, now we know the suspense of what was at Lumberjack Cave the whole time.
And knowing is half the battle. And we're getting a look at what's on Laser Bridge, and ACM is just a master of execution. I mean, look at how easily he makes this Lumberjack Cave swing by look.
Man, that is some way to maneuver around all those laser beams. It looks like Fricker is heading into the right direction. It looks like he's going to be heading into Thief Sound. Oh, no, turn around.
Oh, we got... There's still a chance he can turn around, but he's definitely looking at hammer pegs here. ACM is going to be looking at Trinex here in just a moment, and with just half health, this little under... Yeah, about half health here. He's got to be careful.
ACM melts the redhead and then sets fire to the blue head, and that is now going to demolish the rest of Trinex.
If ACM was Michael Jackson dancing, then Trinex has been hit by and struck by a smooth criminal. Excellent Trinex fight from ACM. He makes these boss fights look so easy.
Yeah, and also, just like Michael Jackson, he is going to grab his 5th crystal, and beat it.
That's a 10 out of 10, dude. You win the prize for that one.
Thank you. I fought so hard to make that joke. Oh man, it looks like Fricker went to Ped Cave and then saved and quit out.
This is rough. Fricker's got to be wondering now just where that fire rod is. And meanwhile, ACM is going to clear out that all that stonage on our resident duck. So all hail, get ready. We're getting quick peg punks.
And then here we are, folks. Le Goose is now loose.
Fly the Swag Duck Airlines, folks. No frills, though.
And now oh no, he's gonna stock up on potions first.
Nothing wrong with it. Always good to have a safety in tow.
Fricker's entering Turtle Rock without the fire rod. He's gonna be completely locked out in a few seconds. And now ACM going straight into the Dark World, into the Mire. He's going straight right to the point. Is the Quake Medallion needed to get into Mire? Oh, no, he's still delaying the level. He's going to the desert first.
It's a good routing call. When you have desert and mire as crystal dungeons, you definitely want to set a warp point and do them both at the same time, much like doing Eastern and Pod if you can help it.
Yeah, it looks like the boosts were required to get that big key.
Oh, indeed, and ACM is feeling the go mode at the moment. Is it a little premature, though, is the big question, because Quake still very well could be Mire, and if that's the case, that could be the moment that Fricker needs to get himself caught up.
Yes. Oh, Fricker's just getting trolled by those chain chomps right now, trying to use the Cane of Samaya to hit the little orb switch.
This is not a fun room to be in, folks. Still has plenty of magic, so could theoretically use a cape or cane of Burna, but unfortunately is locked out, and he's gonna have to go back into Thieves Town and grab it. There's no other alternative.
Yeah, and Fricker's already noping on out of there.
And here we go against Landmola's.
Nicely done with the fire rod.
Now
Gets
that was
one cycle.
That was a sick burn, let me tell you. Good job, ACM, and he's got the 5th crystal already. No, 6th crystal, excuse me. It is just Meyer next, and if Meyer is Quake locked, then Fricker has a chance to catch up.
Oh, let's see it.
Here we go.
Oh, he's going right into it.
It's Bombos. He's in go mode.
Now we're in go mode.
Yeah, we are in go mode at just like, well, we officially know we're in go mode now at about an hour, 14 minutes in. So, yeah, there is going to be, it's going to be some catching up to do here.
Well, it looks like Fricker is in Thieves Town. He is gonna... As soon as he gets that fire rod, he's just gonna be like, okay, I'm out of here.
I could probably see some frustration, bombs, pulls, slashes. I'm seeing it. I don't know. What do you do? I'm kind of an anger pulls guy myself.
Anger pulls? I would love to see one of the medallions get used.
And a heart container, so ACM is in the 2nd row now. And Fricker gotta be careful here. I mean, Butter Sword is good, but having no hearts to use Butter Sword is bad.
Yeah, we're already on the 2nd row of hearts, and we're hour and 15 minutes in. There it is, the fire rod. Yep, there's the frustration slashes, and he's using bombs.
I'm pretty sure there's more than just one single letter etched on it at this rate. So Fricker's going to have to go back into Turtle Rock as a double dip while ACM clears out Meyer. That is right. I am feeling for Fricker at the moment. It's always tough when you don't know where that one last item is.
Nonetheless, I think Fricker still did a really amazing job handling the seed, though.
Oh goodness, yes, this has been I'd call it a jet seed, jet Agaseed.
Oh, yeah. I mean, did you see him using spin seed on the stairs and just blowing right all through those dead rocks? That's incredible.
You can do it with a hook shot too, but it's much more difficult to do with the spin slash, but it is so good when you do it.
Nice hook shot clip there too.
That one's a little bit trickier. It's much easier to use the mirror, but at this rate, any chance that you can... anything you can use to save frames is something you're going to want to use. When your opponent is ACM, you want to get every possible, like, frame perfect.
Alright, big key inside switch chest. I usually name all the chests and dungeons that are certain things, because some of them I don't know the vanilla locations to.
Hey, it's easy. If it's easy to remember, I say go for it. I am all for it if it helps you.
I think.
If it makes you feel any better, I forgot Paradox Cave's name until about a few columns in, so no big deal.
Oh yeah, well nowadays I see it called the New Hype Cave. That was version 28. I think Old Hype Cave is finally making somewhat of a comeback.
Hyper Gripe, deal or no deal. And I'm actually pretty excited to see what strats ACM is going to use for Vitreous here. So he's not going to have the silver arrow, so no clear eyes. But there's plenty of other really good-looking strats to show off and use.
Yeah, that's one advantage Fricker has. He has both the butter sword and silver arrows, so that'll make Vitreous much easier to deal with, as well as Trinox will be a joke as well on the last phase.
And he's electing to use spin strats. Very gutsy.
And he's taking the little acid pool shots like a man there, as he does it with 2 hearts remaining.
Ooh, hairy fight, getting a map for the troubles. But with that, ACM has all 7 crystals. Murphy, do you know what this means?
I think we have a certain game to play. I guess so.
Oh my. Yes, indeed. Do you want to do the honors, or shall I?
I'll try. So.
Go for it.
Well, we are on ALTP Randomizer. We're not on speed gaming, but we're still going to do the game anyway. As we can see in chat that there are 22 chests. 21 if you don't count the torch as a chest, but I'm counting it as a chest either way. So 22 chests, one of which has the big key. If you can guess the chest number that has the big key, you will win the satisfaction that you are psychic and you know where big keys are in GT.
All winners of the Big Key game will receive a prize of a free large ice cream from Cold Stare Creamery, and also a voucher good for the Meyer Tourist Company, where misery loves company, folks. So where do you think it is, Murphy?
I am gonna go with. Let me think here. I'm gonna go with 9.
Generous, I like it. This seed has been relatively nice to them, aside from the fire rod for Fricker. So I'm gonna go ahead and say 22. Tile room, baby.
That's always a nice place to have that big key. Speaking of Fricker, oh, what is Fricker doing? Is he hovering over the gap?
Fricker is trying to hover. It was a nice attempt. Hovering is a very, very difficult maneuver that only very few people can do. So I admire Fricker's guts in trying to get the hover. Great attempt.
You got a little halfway over there. So I gotta say A for effort for that one. Anyway, it's time to open some chests in GT, shall we? As we...
Absolutely.
ACM is heading into right side first. Chest number 1. Wrong size. Chest number 2. Mountain Dew Voltage.
We love ourselves some blue goo here, and ACM's got another safety, and Fricker will too once he gets there.
Item number 3, because it's not chest, is a full heart. Next few chests is going to be 4 through 8, which is going to be the 4 corners room.
It's always good to remember that that key is in the lower right corner too, because you do need an extra key or two for when you're doing the upper parts of Ganon's tower. I have unfortunately been locked out of it because I haven't had enough keys, so we are checking.
Yeah, small keys are important too. Hey, we got a mushroom in one of the chests.
So that's where all the hearts have been hiding all along. So we're up to number 7 now with no dice. We're going to be checking number 8. I usually like to guess number 8, but this time I felt the seed was being too nice.
Oh, that was 8 in the corner room. This is going to be 9.
Oh, that's right. Excuse me. 300 rupees.
300 bucks. Okay, I'm out of the running. Not everyone in chat saying rip Bob because ACM did get the big heart from the torch.
Rip Bob? That just sounds like Mortal Kombat violence levels.
And press F to pay respects to Bob.
Beautiful use on iframes on that area by ACM. That's definitely a good thing to note. Know your spots.
The bonk to get over the little fire snake there. And chest number 10, just a piece of heart. And the next few chests, which is going to be E11 and 14, is we like to call a randomizer room because this room is literally mostly used in the randomizer.
And we're going to be on 10 through 13 here, folks. And
11, 12, $50. 13, same. 14 pieces of heart, but yeah.
Still nothing. I think we're going to say hi to Bob.
Yeah, all the heart containers and pieces of hearts are in GT.
Boy, we might as well call Ganon's Tower the doctor's office this time, and the doctor is definitely in.
I was gonna say maybe that was Ganon putting all of the hearts of the fallen victims of Trolldorm 2 in certain chests.
Moldezuma's revenge, and opening
He's
Bob
leaving Bob's chest behind. Oh,
a little too early.
Alright. Bob's chest, number 15. If Bob is ever gonna leave his spot. There we go.
There's our flippers.
Oh!
ACM is not happy about that. So we're going to be checking 15, 16, and 17 after Armos Nights.
Oh no, that's 16, 17, 18. 15 was Bob's chest. So, this will be 16. Oh, it's getting the mirror, right? Fiber upgrade, 17. Bomb upgrade, 18. Red Ruby, uh-oh. Looks like we're going trip to right side.
Oh, right side, it's a bummer, and... well, we're going to be passing through Tire Room, but I think ACM's going to be saving that one for last.
No, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, why do you want to sit around in Tile Room when there's plenty of other places to find?
Well, there's only 4 chests left outside of Tile Room, so you might have it. Also, I have a correction in chat. That was 15 through 17, I'm sorry. I miscounted.
Happens to the best of us. ACM making quick room work of that room there. I kind of dread going into that one myself, just with the complicated craziness in it, but I'm sure it's easier than it looks.
Alright, moment of truth. 18. There we are. I was gonna open the other chest just to be a good sport. Which is just more pieces of heart and a key.
Congratulations! If you have guessed 18, you are the winner. You get your coupon for a free large ice cream at Cold Stare Creamery, and also a travel voucher for the Meyer Tourist Company, where misery loves company.
That sounds interesting. Wow, those red mimics just got destroyed by those little vampire skewers.
And easy work of that Ganon Tower Rattler room there.
Okay. ACM, first room in the gauntlet. He's gonna be using bow strats.
Thankfully, the enemies here aren't super strong, so they'll go down pretty quick, but the lovely fun is dealing with the conveyor belts and the ice. Oh, the ice.
Yeah, ice does not, ice and those enemies don't make a good mix. Also, the BMOs don't help either.
And being a native of the grand state of Maine, I can tell you ice is not nice.
Nonetheless, ACM takes it down. Regardless.
And here comes Lanmo 2. That is... ooh! Lanmo is slipping by a little bit there. But,
one cycle.
Wham bam, thank you ma'am.
Still a nice recovery. He is running low on magic here, though, but he does have that blue potion, if needed. Oh, probably gonna equip it.
But yeah, ACM having a definite lead there. This is definitely ACM's race to lose right here. And that room is beautifully done. I say it every race, but it always impresses me when people are able to clear that out so easy. It is not an easy room to do in practice, so that shows your true mettle and your true skill right there. Well done.
Yeah, that's just mad respects right there.
I haven't done it yet. I just kind of waste time and use ether if I have it, personally.
Well, I can do the first one. The one with where the floor is all dark. Not opting to check the top chest, so I don't blame ACM. Only thing left would be silvers and buttersword, but we know where all those are.
Oh my yes, and we are about to see Moldorm 2, aka Moldezuma. Let's see if he'll have his revenge.
Ooh, that was a little close right there. Oh, nice recovery.
No revenge from Moldezuma, and ACM continues his ascent momentarily with a compass in the final chest.
State-of-the-art plate in the nachos before heading off to Agahnim.
Now you've made me hungry, thank you.
I mean, you can't fight the final boss while starving to death.
And we get to see Clear Eyes from Fricker. I call it Clear Eyes because it goes so fast you can't help but say wow. And I don't even get to complete that before Vitreous is down.
Meanwhile, ACM going to Aga 2 already got 3 blue balls on him versus regular balls.
ACM is very good at trig agonometry, as you can see
here. That was amazing. That was like free cycle?
Yeah, that was fantastic. I expect nothing less from ACM there, so good job there. And all we have is Ganon, but if Ganon's feeling especially mean, Fricker's got some time to catch up.
Yeah, I think ACM is ready to get his blue bacon and eggs.
And we're getting a relatively quick Phase 1 here. Phase 2 is now here, and the most difficult part of it all. Beautifully. Go ahead.
I admit I always use the cape on this phase.
I don't blame you. Those little bats are very fiendishly painful to get hit by. But nice use of using the hookshot's iframes for that.
Not to mention, he's still at green mail and he's taking on Ganon. And he doesn't even have that much parts either. It looks like he's going to set up the torch glitch. He has to do this because he has no silver arrows. Which are in the light world. More specifically, Kingston. And he gets it.
Activated. He does have to watch out, though. If he gets too close to Ganon at this rate, I believe it is 8 hearts, and he does not have enough health to cover that.
He does have the blue potion, if necessary. Oh, almost took the fall there. But nice recovery.
ACM being pretty confident, though. Otherwise, I think he would use a potion.
He's getting a little bit closer to the end. Yes, he does it! Very, very successful. Silverless Ganon right there.
And as Fricker gets his last crystal, ACM finishes up. And GG to ACM with... I'm not sure what the official SR time yet, but we're looking at at least 1 hour 33 minutes.
Yes, and the value. Get the GGs in chat.
And fantastic job. I'm not sure if ACM will be joining us for an interview, but I'll at least hang out in chat. So if I do invite him if he would like to, though.
Yeah, so far he's gonna hang out in the restream chat for now.
So it looks like ACM was gambling that the hammer was leading to Fire Rod, and it did. Good gamble.
Yeah, I think that was the biggest gamble.
And, oh, I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 22 while Fricker does this, so get your guess in.
If my calculations are correct, and if Fricker does what I think he's going to do, I'm going to guess that your number you're thinking of is going to be 18.
Well, we get a few, guesses in there anyway.
And we got a guess for free.
And I'll end it now. My number was 11, so ha! It wasn't gonna be that easy.
Oh, I see why you said 11. Nice. My second guess would have been free.
So Fricker doing the traditional routing as well.
Yeah, he's damn boosting for that room. I don't blame him. I do that all the time.
So I asked ACM in chat, what would his play have been had Meyer actually been Quake locked? And he states either Skull Woods or perhaps the Canaan Burner Cave. So that's that would have been interesting to see what would have happened there.
Yeah, we never found out what the other item in Skull Woods was, and we still don't know what the Green Pendant gave us. So that would have been, I think that would have been a pretty reasonable play there.
Our players can always go back through the seed later and see where everything else was. And Dr. Agahnim is in the house today for Ganon's Tower. For Fricker, absolutely.
Oh, that's nice.
And there's Aga's lovely, orderly Bob.
And there's the troll flippers.
I think
we can agree alongside the fire rod, the flippers were the second trolly item of the seed.
That was just mean, and I think Fricker was going to do some anger slashes too until Bob quieted him down.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bob He does pretty good calming people's anger. Aw, no tile room.
Thankfully, that would be a big waste of time if so.
Yeah, I think entering Go mode with 9 hearts, that has to be some sort of record.
Yeah, that's definitely probably one of the gutsiest moves that I've seen in a while, and of course ACM would be the one to do it. But you know, and Fricker too. But you know, that is definitely not a move I would have done as a more novice runner.
Ah, interesting. Fricker's using wooden arrows for the gauntlet.
Wouldn't you know it? And Fricker making quick work of that room too. I haven't seen anyone like run on the downed orange tile, so that's actually a clever idea. I should yank that idea.
I should do the same. Anyway,
Yoink!
ACM's collection rate and IRL time is on screen. Collection rate being exactly 150. And the total in-game time of 1 hour, 32 minutes, and 5 seconds.
That's probably the fastest Aga seed I have ever seen.
I believe I have seen a seed faster than that, actually. And it was a seed where the Cane of Samaria was not required.
But always helpful in Ganon's tower anyway, so what the heck, huh?
Oh yeah, but that's an item where you do not want it to be required. Hey, a 1 cycle for our land mole right there with the silver arrows.
Beautifully done. I actually did a run of this last night, and I actually was able to do the same, so that was the first time I'd done it, so I was a little proud of it there. So, not easy. Good job, Fricker.
Really, go mode on the Moon Pearl Bean Pyramid. How does that even work? Oh, old version. Okay, that makes sense.
And we're gonna see if Fricker22 can avoid the wrath of Moldezuma.
He also avoids the 2 chests and accidentally takes out the mushroom. Alright, he's gonna get some hearts to be safe and a full magic. Why not? Alright, well, let's find out. Wait a second. Oh, he's going for it! He's going for it! Is he gonna make it?
Holy cow, that was phenomenal! Who needs Moldezuma's revenge when you can just say, goodbye, Moldezuma? That was fantastic. Fricker, you have completely earned my respect. Well done. Not that you didn't have it anyway, but it's like you cemented that. Holy expletive.
I deserved that one.
Chat, show some love. That was so gorgeous.
Ah, there we go. 3 hits. Oh, that was a really good Agate 2, too. 2-2.
I'm still swooning over that hover. I think I'm in love.
Oh, yeah, that hover. He was trying to make it up for the one he did in Turtle Rock, and it succeeded.
Hover, will you marry me? Ganon said no, so, yeah. I'll get my life priorities back on track now.
Speaking of Ganon, I think it's that time for Fricker to receive his blue eggs, or blue bacon and eggs.
Tasty. I actually haven't had eggs in a while. I should make some. But Buttersword is gonna make this super quick, and Silver Arrows. That's still gonna make things nice and quick here. That's what I'm
Also,
trying
that
to say.
swag, just going inside the ring of fire there, just using boots.
Fricker is still putting on a show for us. Thank you, Fricker.
Why, of course, he's 5-1.
You definitely don't get there by key locking yourself out of pod like I did on my first time through.
Oh, no torch glitch though, but...
Who needs torch glitch when you have Silver Arrows who can do a double like that?
Yeah, and then again, he's got Silver Arrows.
Who needed torch glitch?
It looked like he was gonna do it for a sec.
And GG Fricker, both of our runners doing sub 2 hours. Extremely impressive. Wow. Let's see if I want to see if Fricker joins us for an interview. G to the G! Exclamation point.
Yeah, I would love to hear a chat from both of these runners for an interview. This was a very exciting race. And they deserve their spot in the brackets. They deserve the 5-1 match.
But yeah, wow, I'm definitely blown away. I know I've definitely seen a great race, and I hope Fricker joins us still. So while we wait for that, I guess, so what are your feelings on this match so far, Murphy? How you feeling calming this?
I'm impressed by both runners. To be honest with you, with ACM's big risk and Fricker's ability to do hovers, I think I'm looking forward to seeing what these two runners are going to do in the brackets, which is coming up pretty shortly.
Oh yeah, both runners are in the brackets, but both runners not pulling out, like, they just played a very dang good game, let me tell you. That they still kept the excitement going, and they didn't slack off one bit. Great gameplay. This is the kind of stuff you love to see in the randomizer tournament.
Yes, this was something else, and it looks like we got Fricker22 in the waiting room. We're gonna pull him in just in a second. Welcome, Fricker. How was that race?
Race was okay. I mean, there's some trolley items, but you know, what are you gonna do?
You know, both me and Rick in the commentary box, we saw both you and ACM just go for the seat. It was incredible.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. The seat felt pretty good up until the end, where, of course, last possible location, something I'm not new to. But yeah, that fire rod location, the hammer location, fighting Agahnim, you know, later, just to get access to where we were going. It was a tough seed, but not too bad.
I can only imagine what you're saying when you did find that fire rod, as that little performance showed us there.
I was not happy because I usually get in a scenario where it's in the last possible location. I'm like, okay, so I can go here or I can go back to Thieves Town. Like, I really don't want to go back to Thieves Town. And sure enough, awesome. Did ACM do Thieves Town while he had hammer?
He did actually, and I think that's what. Yeah, because he ended up doing the Aga gamble first, which I think paid off.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I held off as long as I could for Aga, but GG's to ACM, man. He's such a good player, so it was just it was a pleasure just playing against him in a tournament setting. So.
And the good thing is too, you are both in the bracket. So yeah, what's all that bracket? How you feeling about that?
Pretty good. Yeah, the last rando tournament I was in, it was last fall, and I didn't even make it into the initials. So, of course, my first love is NMG, but it's always fun to get a mixture and play a little bit of rando. But it feels good to at least be in the brackets and see what I can do.
Yeah, well, personally, I'm an open mode kind of guy, but just to try out standard for once, it was interesting.
Yeah, it's different, you know.
But no, congratulations on the improvement from last tournament to this one. You've got to be stoked at least about how you've done. You've done fantastic so far.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I think most of that comes from learning NMG. Just, you know, my movement and my execution just carries over to the rando, and now I just got to get you know, rando in my head and be able to route efficiently, which sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. So it's just kind of the name of the beast.
Yeah, sometimes that's just the nature of rando too. It just puts things in the absolute weirdest locations that you don't want to check, and it likes to put them there and go nanny nanny boo boo, stick your head in your do.
That's exactly what happened. So,
and so yeah. I gotta say too, that was the first time I had actually seen a hover personally on one of my comms. I am in love. Can I marry your hover?
I am horrible at hover. If you want to watch hover, watch Andy. Andy or TGH. Those are hover guys. I don't hover, but I told my buddy that I was gonna hover today regardless if I were to win or lose, which I knew I was gonna lose. I mean, it's ACM. Let's be real. So I figured I'd give it a shot, and my first couple hovers in T-Rock fell very short, but I Moldorm 2 went very well. So.
Oh my god! I just was watching that. Is he gonna get it? He got it! Holy crap! Like
there was a Moldorm 2.
If there's a moment like anything impressed me like super much, and don't get me wrong, you have done like absolutely phenomenal throughout the run anyway, but that was the moment that just cemented it for me. It was like, I mean, excuse my language, but I was like, damn, wow.
Well, I appreciate, at least I was able to do something that was good. Had you seen the new Meyer tech before? I don't know if ACM did it in his run, but I did it in mine with the fire rod.
I don't believe I have, actually.
Where you're shooting fire rods at the spikes and the anti-fairies and the lamps.
Oh, yeah. I remember that one. I don't recall if I've seen it or not yet, though.
Yeah, that's always fun, too, and I finally got a chance to do it. This is only my second seed I've gotten boots in out of my 7 games, so I was pretty stoked. Even though it was late, I was still happy to get them. Yep. 2 out of 7 seeds with boots. Awesome.
All right, well, your collection rate and in-game time is on screen. You got 153 items. That's 3 more than ACM, and your in-game time was 1 hour, 44 minutes, and 17 seconds, with the same amount of frames, being 43.
Good deal. Well, I just want to say GG again to ACM. He's such a good player. Good luck in brackets, man. Thank you both for commentating. I'm sure it was fun, and thank you to everybody that was watching. It's been fun. So.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. We're glad to have you, and thanks for racing for us, both you and ACM.
Yeah, everybody have a good night. I appreciate it.
Okay. And for the sake of everyone, go follow the runners if you like what you saw. Fricker22 and Acmlm, as well as our behind-the-scenes crew with Hanson being our restreamer and Raspberry being our tracker. And for the sake of your commentators, I am Murphy0749 with my partner, Rick.
Absolutely, and we're going to be having some more fun. There's definitely more, a little bit more to see tonight. On Speed Gaming 4 is going to be 0x versus Cryptics, and on the regular Speed Gaming channel is going to be another 5-in-1 match between CDV and Dragon Master 0283, which I will actually be jumping in to commentate for. So there's still some rando to be seen tonight. If you enjoyed this, you are bound to see some great matchups tonight, even still, and there's still plenty of rando all weekend to watch. So, any parting thoughts, Murphy?
Well, I can't wait to see this bracket. I think it's gonna be something else.
I couldn't agree more with you.
Even though I'm not commentating, I might pop in Speed Gaming one to check out this other 5-in-1 match.
Hey, I don't blame you, because, I mean, this is a great preview to see just what kind of skill is going to be in the brackets. So, so with that, I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Hanson for restreaming this today, and Raspberry Flu for doing our tracking today. Tracking is not an easy job. I definitely want to make sure that you follow Speed Gaming 1 through 6 and ALTTP Randomizer 1 through 4 for more great action. Not just Zelda rando, but other stuff too. A big thanks for Murphy for being my partner in crime today. It has been a lot of fun, buddy.
Oh yeah, with pleasure.
And I would also like to thank Chat. Chat, we would be nothing without you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Rick. That's been Murphy. Y'all have a fantastic rest of your night, and I'm going to jump over and pull the second half of my double duty. So if you follow along, I'll see you there.
Bye.